So it makes it like perfect for night birds. So they just hang out in the evening. So that's the proper. Even I will tell you something strange. Not even now, a long time ago, one of my doctor friends. Uh, so he was saying most of the patients coming to me, they are complaining about vitamin D3, and that's due to the deficiency of the sunlight because the
Really?
women, they are either in the scarf or they don't see the sun in the day in
Yeah,
Saudi
they
Arabia.
they went through that with women here too. They was telling the women here too with the vitamin D. They was telling us that too, so it must have been a vitamin D promotion, vitamin
No,
D
they were,
campaign, because of the sun. And then say if
yeah.
you don't get enough of it, still like
Assalamu alaikum,
not my
everybody. Good
favorite saying
evening.
vitamin D
Walaikum
deficiency.
assalam. Good evening. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
All right. Before we get
How's everybody?
further down in the
Hey,
time,
T, welcome, sit down.
so let's start.
Oh,
Who would
hey,
like to go
Auntie.
first? Tamara, you go first. It's your book.
Let me put it. At first, I was I was skeptical about it because I'm like, oh, I don't know. But it definitely, when it grabbed me, I really wanted to keep reading. So I didn't want to get too far ahead. So I stopped. I made myself stop um at chapter 12. So I am really loving this book so far. I am really loving Avery and her role and trying to figure out who's doing what and just it really is getting me to like this is a perfect pool sitting by the pool reading book. So I'm glad that I picked it because I was unsure of it. Um so I definitely am looking for everybody's, where everybody's thoughts are and seeing where we go from here with the conversation.
Okay, thank you. Who would like to go next? Dr. Mahasen or Khadija?
Okay.
All right.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world. Um, Everything about the book kept me on my toes. I mean, from chapter one to I think I stopped at chapter 14. I was really trying not to go any further. And then Mr. Hassan, every day he had a comment. And then he said, he kind of gave us a challenge and he said, I dare you to be able to stop at chapter 12. Let's see who can resist. I tried. I really, really tried. Um,
Yeah.
it's really eye opening. I worked in the criminal justice system for a few years during my legal days prior to going back into the classroom. And every scene where she mentions anyone from, FBI, CIA, the Chief Justice, the courtroom, is everything I remember experiencing. It really was so true and so like I could actually remember things like that happening. So I'm really excited to see where the
So
book.
it was kind of homecoming for you.
Yeah, it definitely was, and
We're all going.
I'm loving like every part of it so far. You know.
Mm, great. All right. And so anything specific in the beginning? Was it difficult? As Tamara said, she was a bit skeptical in the beginning, but as it cruised along and then the story was gripping. So what was your perception in the beginning?
For me, it just kept going on and on. I couldn't put it down. Like it just,
Mm,
I would walk away and come back and walk away and come back. It's like, what page am I on? Okay, don't go further. Hey, yes. Um, I just couldn't put it down. There was no point where I got frustrated. There also was no point. I kept saying, okay, what's next? what's next? I'm like, oh, when she went to, what is her name? Nurse Jamie's house, I kept saying, don't open the door, don't open the door, don't open the door. I felt like I was watching a movie. It has captivated me throughout, from the beginning, from the prologue till now. So, um, when I saw Stacey Abrams, yeah, I think I was a little skeptical about that because I wasn't sure how political the book was going to be, or how, whether it was going to be about her. But this, no, this is truly like jaw clenching. You just want to strangle some people. But no, I've enjoyed it from the beginning. And my camera's working. It will come off. It will cut off, but while it's on, I'll enjoy it.
Sure, sure. All right.
We gotta
So
buy
it's
you a
like still,
camera.
I have so many devices connected in my laptop, my iPad, my phone, my other laptop. It's just so many, so things.
She
So
probably she probably needs a new laptop because I think your laptop is pretty old. So it
this is
might.
my work laptop. I'm not using my personal laptop.
she has a new one because she was trying to figure out the Zoom one,
Thank
that
you,
the
Mr.
new one.
Hassan. Thank
Oh,
you.
okay.
Thank you. I did buy a new one. Thank
Okay.
you.
Because it is actually, this is my work laptop too. Because
Okay,
it's
Dr. Ray, you
time for
know
me to
what?
move.
I'm your partner in crime now. So,
I'm not. Hey, I didn't say anything. I was saying I was gonna buy you. That was Tamara. I'm not in it. I don't get in.
All
I
right.
don't get involved in family stuff.
All right.
Nope. 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 Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Nope.
Okay. Khadija, go ahead.
So yeah, so this book, like I like Stacey Abrams, so I'm a little political junkie kind of thing. So this like right up my wheelhouse. I was like, this better than the news tonight. So I did read ahead and I'm enjoying it. And I like the suspense of I think that Stacey writes very well. I know she's the right person. If I'm not mistaken, I think she clerked for one of them Supreme Courts or something in real life. I think she has a background, right, Auntie? Something like that, right? Yeah, so she's a pretty smart woman. She ran for
I think
governor
she's a
against
law
governor.
graduate.
Yeah, she's definitely in law
she,
on some
she
kind of level.
was. She was.
Was.
Yeah.
And she ran against Governor Kemp and Governor Brian
Yeah,
Kemp,
that's her political
his
side.
family, yeah, his family have a history of like racism was owning slaves and all of that stuff in Georgia or whatever. So it was like a big thing in Georgia with her running against him or whatever. And because she wasn't like what people think that a smart woman should look like, because of course we always got to fit in somebody's box, no matter how smart we are, we still got to fit in a box or whatever. And she came and she hit them streets and she was pounding and she was pounding. So I'm enjoying reading her book because I think she has a lot of integrity, like in real life, like if I don't know her in real life, but when you see and follow somebody in real life on TV and you really like their work ethics and stuff like that. So I thought that her book would be pretty solid in that. And she just be hitting so much political stuff, how they be hiding the loopholes and covering up. And it's like, this person, if they say no, is no. And if this person is just like, and I just, like at the end of one chapter, I was just like, oh, I hate it here because it's just like so much out there that you just don't have no control of it. And then you realize no matter what arena it is, no matter what, you dealing with or whatever, you still just have to trust in the law, ask the law to protect you from everything out there. Cause you just look how bad it looked for poor Avery. She just went out to it's like everything, she's an innocent girl, right? She got into this innocently, and it's like everything she does it's like she get in court and it look bad, but the people, like so far the judges like, well, I know you clerk for him. I know you. They know everything we do over
I
there. They
mean,
trust her and
yeah,
stuff, but it do look bad for her. Like when she met with Jared or whatever. I'm
yeah. In the beginning,
interested.
it looks it in the I mean, in the beginning, it looks like she has been put too much weight onto her
Yeah,
than she can hold on to. But
yeah.
as up till now, she's cruising. One personal question. So, how far did you read?
Oh yeah, I'm gone. I'm on like page 153. I'm gone. I had to stop
That's
myself when I came in from my
that's why
class last night.
you're
I
not
was like,
sharing
"Don't you
anything
pick up that
regarding the book.
laptop." Yeah, so I
That
can't even really share my details because I'm so
Yep,
far gone
I
that I don't
understand
want
your
to. I
point.
was getting ready to
That's
say
why you're
something about
skipping away,
Jared, and I
shying away
stopped
from
myself.
there.
Yeah,
That's why
yeah,
you're shying
yeah.
away from that. Okay.
I just,
All right.
yeah, but I think
Okay.
that is, I think that is well written. It moves quickly, and it's just like a good and I think that Avery's skills come from like her mother. Like I'm surprised her mother haven't been dragged. Like they ain't got to her mother yet. Like I know the judge seen her with her mother one time, scared for her mother out on the streets or whatever. But I'm just surprised that like the I guess they don't really gotta get in touch with her mother. She's such a weak link. She would be such a weak link when it comes to somebody just to bait them with drugs or something like that. But I was like, Mom is a trip. She don't care about nobody but herself, which is bad in a way. But I think that that's what make Avery when she go around like that crowd, like behind the courts, behind the walls or whatever, that she can manage some way just like on her own. But she got a good memory though. I was like, wow, she could just like read. And the judge must. Oh God, I'm too far away. I was getting
All
ready to
right.
say something else. Okay, let me
Yasmin, you
stop.
go ahead first because you read only till 5 chapters. So you go ahead before I give it to Ray.
Thanks. I don't have any comments or anything. I just wanted to get on and say hey and see
Okay.
what y'all had to hear what you had to say.
It did,
All
did,
right.
did, how's DC coming for you? You there?
It's
Like you're right
it's
there.
good.
Nice.
I
Nice.
made it to Blues Alley last night.
Oh,
Oh,
Who said
sweet. Did
Blues
you enjoy
Alley? Who said
yourself?
that, Ray?
Yeah,
Ray. Oh, nice.
Did you enjoy yourself?
I did.
Yeah.
For a Monday night.
hmm They're
Good. That's
celebrating
good.
their 60th anniversary, so it was good entertainment.
Oh, great, great, great.
Nice.
And that's
Yeah, I have
Blues
fun.
Alley.
Yeah, I have fond
Yeah.
memories in there. Fond
Okay.
memories. Fond memories.
How many more days do you have there?
I leave early Thursday morning.
Oh, so you got some nice time left still. Yeah, nice weather, nice time. Great.
So,
all
any
right.
thoughts of the first 5 chapters that you've read?
My first initial thought was, it's too many characters in the book. I was getting everybody mixed up. I'm like, I hope the characters kind of streamline a bit. And then I always enjoy Audible books because I'm usually driving or riding for long periods of time, and so it's just something to pass the time. But for this one, I had to like after the prologue, actually in the middle of the prologue, I had to go back, download the book, and I had to read and listen at the same time to kind of keep up with who everybody was. Like it's too many people talking at the same time. I couldn't keep up. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I
I can
agree with
tell
you.
that they're setting it up for some juicy bits.
Nice.
So I'm still waiting to get to the only juicy bit I've gotten to is that Judge Wynn made Avery his power attorney, and I went, oh, well, how about that?
You
When
know
you
the
reach to
powers
the
that be don't like that. They like where that girl come from and who she sleeping
Mhm.
with him. They just
Yep.
scandalizing poor Avery. Poor Avery.
yeah,
Imagine
even
being 26, like all of that going on in your life.
yeah. If you would have been in our shoes, like when the chapter 12 ends, that's the kind of a very, very kind of intriguing turning event and what's going to happen. So everybody what's going to happen? So it's like a anyway.
I want to
Ray,
dig
go
into
ahead.
Indira. I want them to go back on the other side with Indira and them. That's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah.
That
Yeah, yeah.
that
That's
didn't
that's
hit
that's
Well,
yet.
what I want to
soon,
know
soon you
too
will be.
about their
Soon you
relationship,
will be there.
Indira.
Ray, go ahead.
Um, yeah, I mean, this reads like a good, like it would be a good television show. Um, I just the only part that makes me mad is the mother. The mother gets on my damn nerves.
Rita, she
Um,
a mess.
she is a that scene in the subway when the dude is dancing with her. I was about pissed off, man.
No, that was wild.
That was a
He was
wild.
getting ready to
That was
he was
wild.
getting ready to take her. He was getting ready to take her behind him. Maybe he said me and her getting ready to go have some fun, and then Avery and then somebody else came, then the judge came up. That's what happened, right?
Yeah, the judge came up and stopped him, but yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah,
I just
She was
I
trying-
I think moms, I know nobody wants to cuss their moms out, but moms needs to be cut off. Jeez.
Yeah, but
But otherwise
that's
than that,
the
it's I'm interested to see where the climax falls in the book. I mean, we got a long way to go still.
yeah.
Um, and yeah, I mean, I don't think it's too much to talk about. Obviously, we ended right at a cliffhanger on chapter 12 with her seeing that Jamie is. Oh, the way Jamie caught a bad one too. That was devious.
Yeah, that
He
was
told
messed
her.
up,
Yeah,
He
man.
told her. He said.
they just killed her. That was like,
He said.
oh
No, I'm good.
God.
You got a glass of water? Golly,
Yeah, yeah.
that was.
She thought that she
Oh
was kind of
man,
like free and clear, and that's what I thought.
yeah. And he
I
said,
thought because she made that other call,
No, I
I was
knew.
thinking, I was like, they gonna get her.
Like it
She
was
did
clear
not
when he was
follow.
asking, "Who did you tell? Who did
Yeah,
Yeah,
you tell?
right. I
Which
was like,
is
he
the other
gonna get
person who
her. I
knows?"
was like, he's gonna get
That's
her.
like kind
no,
of
I thought. You know what I thought? I thought they was gonna play her in a different way. But then when he asked for that glass of water, I said, "Uh oh."
that's
And
it.
sure enough,
even before that. He said that he has the pistol in the other or revolver or something like that
Yeah,
in the other
yeah.
hand.
And his other, and it's underneath his shirt. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah, I
was
was
like
like, they're
kind of.
gonna get her. When
I
she
was
made
thinking
that
like,
call, I was
yeah,
like, they're
in
gonna
some of
get
the,
her.
yeah,
But
I was thinking is,
she became a loose end, right? She really couldn't hold anything because it wasn't hard to get any information out of her. So eventually she would have told the wrong
but
person.
but why did she snitch on herself? Why did she? I don't understand
She
that.
didn't
Why did she
snitch
should
on
have just
herself. She didn't snitch on herself. She had a conscience.
Yeah, and she
She
thought
chose her morals. She chose the
she
morals
couldn't kill
over that.
I
but
mean,
she
she
knows
couldn't
who
kill
she's
the dying
dealing with.
person.
She knows who she's
she could
dealing
have
with.
killed Judge Wynn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
No, but she
think
could have
she
said
was.
she could have said she's the one that gave him the overdose. That's what I would have did, free and clear. I gave him the overdose. He should be dead. Boom, bada bing, bada boom.
But
Why did she
because
have to
they
do?
But
knew
he
she
wasn't
called
dead.
somebody
He
else,
wasn't dead. Yeah, they
because
knew
they
she made a
Huh?
knew
phone call.
they were tracking his
He
phone, so
called
they
the
knew she made
ambulance.
another call.
There
Yeah,
would
but
have been many
the
things.
lie would have been I called the ambulance because I didn't want to get locked up for murder for not calling the ambulance. So it was a good alibi. That's I would have
No,
came up with a great
but
lie.
that wasn't what your job told her to do. Her job told her to call
They
them.
said to call them.
Yeah,
They
but
said to call them
she could have
first.
said, "Look,
No, it doesn't matter
you're
what
gonna
she
get
did.
me on this.
It
You're
mattered
gonna
what
get
she
me on
didn't
this
do.
attempted murder charge, right? Because she is the nurse, right? If she doesn't call the police,
She was
then she
expendable from the
could be
door. So
charged for the
many
crime.
people are her like
Yeah.
so many other people are just she was expendable from the door. It didn't matter what Nurse Jamie did. When you read along, you'll see that they
Did I
assigned
lose
her
her?
as a judge.
Oh,
They assigned Jamie as a secretary or something like that in one of the judge's offices, like a clerk or something. And they couldn't figure out how come this girl got the nurse. Now we know it as Nurse Jamie, how she got the assignment, and she don't even type. So
But
everybody
yeah,
like,
they
what you
thought
doing
at
here?
first, because yeah, at
So it was
first they
suspicious
thought,
from the door when they
yeah.
assigned her to him, and she didn't even qualify to even be a secretary. The judge, the chief that Avery goes in her office or whatever, they kind of like it. I don't know where that comes out at. I don't know if that's too far, man. I don't know where that comes out at,
No,
but
no,
that
I know
comes
what you're
out
talking
somewhere,
about.
right?
No,
Yeah, but
she comes it comes out that first Avery's like, no, I didn't know who she was, but I knew that wasn't his girlfriend because he would never mix business with pleasure. And if he
Yeah.
right.
was dating her, if he was dating her, he wouldn't be working with her. He would never do that.
He don't
So,
stoop. Yeah.
and now, like you said, they trying to say, well, because he made you a power of attorney, are you sleeping with him? Did you get this job because you're sleeping with him? And she's like, no, like, I don't have
But what
any
is that their
interaction.
business though? But that's none of their business
Yeah,
if
Now
but
she
that she the
was.
power of attorney, it
right,
is.
because they're like, how basically the FBI and the president
everybody's
is trying to
yeah,
figure out
everybody's
how
like kind of shocked that
he
we're
picked
this
her.
kind of just like a junior clerk, just 2 years of experience with him, and then like she's
Yeah,
given the full.
but the wife is the wife that they're estranged, right? Him and the
Yeah,
wife is estranged,
and the
Yeah,
are
son.
estranged rather. and then the son is estranged too. So it makes sense. That's
It's
his
not
clerk,
extreme at the moment. What
and
I mean, it.
he's very what's the word I'm looking for? Somebody help me out. He's very not arrogant, but he is arrogant. But
The
he's what's the word
judge.
I'm looking for?
I will.
Yeah, he's very
You don't have no other
unpredictable.
choice. You don't have no other choice when you climb up the ladder
Right.
and you be like that. There's people pulling on him. That's why the man just went and dropped the girl for the thing, because it's like you get up there and it's like he couldn't even trust his wife. It sounded like, I don't even know what her
I
problem
think.
was, but it seemed
I
like it
think.
was kind of. Go
I
ahead.
think he's trying to. At this point, what I get, many people would get like kind of his arrogance or like kind of non-attached relationship. But what I get is that he's actually trying to save his son. So if he would not do that, his son would be in the danger first thing, because he's the only kind of heir to him, or the kind of the next
Because
kin, and
that
so
voice is saying.
he would be kind of in front of the barrel.
Does that mean that Judge Wynn purposely kind of
Yes, yes,
put
yes,
Avery
yes.
out there to be like a
Yeah,
pawn?
that's why you see that he gave that kind
Pieces.
of address, which means that he wants to talk to her in private, that you are basically, and also probably he would know Judge Wayne's move. He would be aware. He doesn't look shocked as the what was
As a
the name?
wife,
Stacy?
as a
No, no,
wife.
no, the wife. What is the name? Forgot the name.
Um,
Something
Anyway,
Turner
yeah,
Wynn, Mrs. Turner
Turner
Wynn.
win. Yeah, Turner
yeah.
win.
So the Stacy Turner or something like that.
Something like that.
So forgot the name. Anyway, so as she's shocked and everybody else is shocked, but he doesn't look shocked. He just like,
Yeah,
okay, I accept it, and okay, go.
Because it
but he chose
He-
her because she's smart, right? And she could figure this
yeah,
stuff
but
out. That's what I
I'm
thought.
talking about,
not
yeah, I
just
understand.
yeah, definitely for that. Definitely because
Yeah,
she was smart and he knew that she could remember stuff. So you'll see later
yeah.
on, you'll be like, oh, okay, I see
So,
why. Like,
so
yeah.
if you would put, if you would have like give the things for his son, so the next thing that just like himself, probably he would be believing that there are many things going on against him and plottings and things like that for his life. So that could be for his son. So
That Gen
that's why
X
I
he's
and
trying
think
to.
Gen X and
I don't
Avar and something like that.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
go
don't
ahead.
know
That
if
comes
that's the
out too.
case
That comes
because
out too with his son,
Okay,
with
Rain, you
Jared.
go ahead.
Jared, yeah.
no, go ahead, Bridget. What you
I
say?
was
I
saying
said
that,
that come.
yeah, I was just commenting to your uh, kind of like your idea about his son, that how he's acting, Jared, how he's acting is like kind of arrogant. So I was saying that he's trying to kind of like acting like like kind of arrogant, but he's not. He is kind
Who,
of, I
Jared?
think, yeah,
No,
it
I'm
Yeah,
looks to
he
me
talking
at
fine.
the.
about Judge. I'm talking about Judge Wynn. Justice
Oh,
Wynn.
okay.
Judge Wynn. Judge Wynn is just, he
Justice
think
Wynn.
everybody else is just stupid, and in some cases it might be true, and he is, and
But
he
you
may
know,
be.
as the president also made the, what was the name of that move, the move in chess,
Oh,
Lasker Bar,
King's Gambit.
last bar.
King's
the
Gambit.
Lasker Bar.
Anybody play chess?
Yeah, I do.
I don't play. You
No.
play chess? So I never knew. Like when it go into the bishop later on, I was like, oh, she a
Yeah, he's
bishop.
sacrificing the bishop to save the king, because the king
Yeah.
is the kind of the finality of the game. So if the king is done, so even the whole thing is there, you are done. So if the king is there, even if the king can kill everyone else, actually you are the winner.
And when you get up and you start talking about these mergers with the Gen X and the stem cells and this and that, it's just like, you watch a lot of TV and movies, you be like, it's some truth in there somewhere. I may not know, it may not be nobody's true story. So he might have been, it was going to be a decision that that biotech company, right? They have to get a Supreme Court decision to decide if they could do the merger or bring the thing like start doing like the it's kind of like a stem cell kind of thing because they want to heal his son or something.
They are doing
The
the
judge had voice in the
DNA
seat,
kind of
right?
marking
So I guess he's looking
identification.
for a
This
cure.
is what I read from that. I gave it to the ChatGPT, and then it is
Genetic,
still not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
genetic
yeah,
research.
yeah. But at the moment, until this 12 chapters, It is just asking about like what was the name I asked in the group? Oh, what
Oh, the
was
wife's
that?
name? Yeah, I can't
No, no,
remember.
I'm talking about the not wife's
The
name, but
Tigress,
the
the Tigress.
the
Oh,
the
Tigress.
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 Oh,
The
yeah.
Tigress is the project. So at the moment, it is still a mystery. What is the Tigress
Of
Yeah,
what it
project?
is,
that's why I
right?
wanted to go back over there to Indira. That's the part
Mm.
I want to know about the Tigers part. That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
where the DNA research that it is targeting some
In
special
India,
population.
they started it off in India, and
Yeah,
even in India,
that's
they
the
didn't
research.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's the
that's the
research,
research lab. But it is going to affect somewhere else. It's going to affect in the United States.
right? And I think also too with Justice when he has some type of degenerative disease, right?
Yeah, something in the brain.
So
Boston
they're
syndrome.
yeah, so it's like, well, one, it was like Avery has been thrown for a loop, like you said. Like she doesn't really know him. She just started clerking for him. So why would he give her this power? And even though
Maybe
they've
that was good. That was smart on his part. The more I
right,
think about it now, that was really smart because
but
he
Yeah,
got somebody in it that could
yeah,
completely answer
and
everybody's
the
that's the
questions
confused.
and let
question,
you
Everybody's
know what
chasing
you're
the
talking
king.
about.
right? And that's what the
Everybody's chasing
question
the
is
king. So
everybody is
now the
asking
diversion
her.
comes.
Right, like she's the queen and she's making the moves
Yeah.
because
Now they're
now everybody's trying to figure out what he's doing, but
uh,
he's in his coma, and so she is trying to figure out one, why did he give me this power? And two, what's behind all of this? Because now, like you said, Bridget, they're kind of dragging her name. They're trying to say, did you sleep with him? Did you have a relationship with him? All these different things. And she was like, no, he's just my boss and I'm his clerk, you
yeah,
know.
this is the normal, that is the natural kind of tendency for the people to think about these on these
Right.
lines. That was the relationship, what's the base of the relation, what's the base of the decision, what's the kind of a, they would not go for the
Then I don't know,
Lasker Bauer move.
that president, he seems a little,
That Major Vance. That's that Major Vance. It's
I know,
him.
see that
All
name,
these
Vance.
guys are like kind
It's
of,
the name. It's his
these are
name.
the
I don't
kind of
like
That
his
name,
detectives.
right?
Yeah, these are the kind of top detectives.
That
Anyway,
name Vance
Major
is not giving
Vance.
me Vance is
Ray,
not giving me good vibes, and the president is not giving me
Mm-mm.
good vibes as well.
yeah,
I
well, I
think,
mean, like,
I think,
he has a case going against him. This is what is mentioned there. There is some
oh,
kind of
yeah.
thing, there's like a probe going on against him, and like, so he's kind of probably going to be in hot waters. Anyway, Ray, do you have to
But if
say
she
anything?
wasn't a
You have to
smart,
add anything?
if she wasn't his clerk, if she wasn't his clerk and wasn't a smart girl and didn't have a little street savvy in it, she would be in jail right now. I would say she would be in jail right now. But because she had good work ethics or whatever, and the judges know that, she was pretty solid or whatever, they seem to be protecting up until this point. They're not letting nobody bother her. But anyway, go ahead. I'm giving too much away again.
Let's see what it comes up after that. Ray, do you have to add anything else?
No, I mean the book is, I just like it when I read stuff that I'm familiar with, Tacoma Park, all that. That's my stomping grounds. That's how I came. When I was in the army, I spent some time in the Pentagon, and yeah, she's naming all the places that I hung out in D.C. area, D.C. suburbs or whatever. And
Nice.
anything with justices is always touches my heart a little bit because I'll tell you guys this story real quick. It's a 1 minute story. I think it was my sophomore year in college, and I went to a military school, and uh, it was Parents Weekend, and
Pirates weekend.
Parents,
Oh,
parents,
Parents
parent.
Weekend.
Okay.
PTA,
Yeah,
Mm,
PTA,
okay. Mm.
and
PTM.
so normally during Parents Weekend, the father marches with the son in the parade. We have a parade every Friday, and so I didn't have, urban kid. I don't have any parents. I'm standing there by myself. I don't really care. So at the end of the parade, I go back to my room, and I think I was doing some work. Um, and I think I had some schoolwork to do or whatever on a Friday, and the door opens, and I'm thinking it's my roommate or one of my stupid friends. And so my head is still down looking at the textbook. and I hear Ray Roberts, and I don't, this is obviously an adult male, right? Older male. And I look up, and it was Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas. He
Get
says,
out of town.
and, and he says, "Hey, I saw that you didn't have anyone marching with you. Would you like to have lunch with me and Jamal?" So Jamal, I went to school with his son, Jamal Thomas, and Jamal was one class ahead of me. And
Mm.
I was like, oh yeah, I think I could find some time to hang out with you guys. And so anytime I hear, anytime I like anything like with justices and all that stuff is always kind of perk. It reminds me of that moment in my life where, you know, I guess I met my first celebrity kind of in a way. I guess it was my first celebrity,
Political
but
celebrity, the P
political
list.
celebrity, yeah,
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 you
yeah,
met with
definitely my
somebody at the
first
top of the
political.
P list.
Yeah. And every time he came down to see Jamal, he would take me out to lunch with them or dinner or whatever it
Oh,
was.
don't tell me he really is a nice person.
He is the nicest guy in the world. It breaks my heart because look, I know why people have a problem with him, especially black people. But like he's and his son, you talking about a sweet guy. You talking about like pure, organically sweet. Like everybody looked up to Jamal, not because his father was Clarence Thomas. Like everybody in my school had a big name father. I was only one of the only ones who didn't have a big name father. But everybody looked up to Jamal. Jamal was just a nice guy. So you like, how did this guy? Because all my life I was hearing bad things about Jamal Thomas. I mean, about Clarence Thomas. The whole when he was nominated from the time he was nominated. I think I was in middle school when he was nominated, and that whole thing with him and Anita. Was Anita?
Yeah,
What's her name? Anita
yeah.
Hill. Yeah,
Hmm.
and the whole Pepsi thing. And so like I've always heard bad things about him, and then this guy comes into my room one day, and he's just the nicest, coolest guy, and just like Jamal. Like I'm friends with Jamal to this day, and
Oh, okay.
it's just and again, I get why people don't have a problem with him. I get it, but
That's a hard gig. You get up
nice
there, a
guy.
lifetime, a job that's a lifetime appointment. That's a hard gig. So a lot of
It's
people want
it's a
that
hard
job.
gig.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a hard gig,
and you can't be. It don't
but
sound
him as
like
a person,
judgment. It don't sound like they.
no, him,
It sounds like they are
no.
groomed to not talk to each other, to not like to on occasion to like visit each other. Because when they come for Avery, they know every move, every ever made. They don't got some stuff with her mother too much though, but they know. They know. So it's just like they know how many times you had dinner with them. They really know. They know that girl ain't had no affair with that man. They really know that. But
Yeah, but
I hope not.
when you're
Anyway, what
clerking,
is that?
I guess they know everything about you, right? So that's a part of the, when you're gonna clerk for the justice. But yeah, I just wanted to share that. But yeah, good book so far. Really good book.
All
All
right.
right. Hi, Clarence Thomas' son,
Yeah.
Jamal.
Yeah.
If you ever see this thing, be like, hi.
Yeah, let me see
I
if
ain't
I can
say
get
nothing
Jamal to
about your
come.
father. I didn't say nothing bad about Clarence Thomas. Nothing.
Yeah,
All right.
Jamal's a nice guy, a really cool guy. That's Jamal from his first wife, his black wife, not his wife.
All right.
Like Jared, I
So
thought it was gonna be
I will.
like at first when I was reading this book too, I thought it was gonna be like another child in there, but it seemed like Jared is the only one. Like I don't know how I got a little mixed up in there somewhere. I was like, no, it's actually only one son. And you right, when he came to that hearing and when he said that she was the power of attorney, he kind of like, he took like you said, he told the stepmom or whatever, like just suck it up. He ain't want you, he ain't like you. Everybody know for whatever reason he don't like that woman, right? That he
Yeah,
didn't divorce her.
I think his first wife was just, it seems like it seems like maybe the first wife was maybe the love of his life, and then she died, and then he
Jared's
became
mom.
right. So he
She
became,
sent Jared to live with his
political,
people.
right? So he became political and different things like that. So it was kind of like expected, like I gotta find somebody. So he found her, but
When
he
she
really doesn't
found,
After
like
when
15
she
her.
found,
years.
when she
After
found him,
15
She
years.
found
she like
him.
a socialite kind of
Right.
girl. Yeah.
And it's kind of like you leading your life, I'm leading mine. We really don't have anything in common, but it wouldn't look good for us to divorce, you know. But of course, she is totally like, how dare you think that you're going to come? This is a family problem. Like, you just somebody on the outside. So now she's trying to, she's saying different things and saying, what was the part where she was like, she stole him from her, or, this and then the other when they were in the hospital. So I am eager to hear.
Could it be that she's a part of the whole scheme? You
No,
Oh,
think?
I
Could
the
that
understand.
wife.
This
Indeed.
is this is the last part. If you see that, the last part, she's trying to say probably they have already like marked her to go and play that card, and she probably already knows that Avery is being appointed as the next of kin, or like whatever the
Power
position
of
Power of
is.
attorney.
attorney.
Yeah, political, the power of attorney. So she knows, and she's playing that for that. And probably, if you saw that, I was going to say in my comments that point that her intention is just switch off that machine, and this is what the government or the other
Yeah.
people, not the government, the people in power, they want to have that kind of thing done. So that's where she's into it. So her intentions are very clear from the beginning. She wants to just get this life switch off, and that's how she wants to go ahead. And probably she would be, not probably, I'm quite certain that this is how she would be paid for that.
And what about that man that came in the hospital room and tried to kill and almost got caught? That was kind of fun too, reading through that part. Is that up to
Which
chapter
one?
12? Oh, they didn't
No,
get to that, the man in the hospital. Oh.
no, I don't
Yeah,
think
you
so.
you
That's the
read
chapter
ahead.
You're
11.
ruining the
No,
story. Come on, Bridget.
that's
Come
chapter 13,
on.
Bridget.
I'm sorry, that's
Come
chapter
on,
13.
Bridget.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so
I'll
basically,
probably be
what
Party
this
finished by
pooper.
next week. I'll
that
probably be
Party
that's
finished
pooper.
by next
that's how we want. That's how the thing is that if you read ahead, it's very difficult to control
week. It
your
is.
thoughts, and like you
Figure
restrain
out when
from
you
like,
stopping at, like what chapter I should
yeah, the
stop
easiest
talking
part
about.
is
How to
the difficult part is to stop, but the easiest part is to, because you don't know anything, so you can't share anything of the future which you haven't read so far. So anyway, so I was going to say in the beginning, as Yasmin said, that it was difficult to grasp the number of characters coming in, and it was kind of confusing. So you have to read it again and again, a couple of pages, and then once you pass through like first three, four page chapters, I mean, that's where you start getting the grip of it or understanding what's going on. So then you start seeing which are the players now. You see the kind of people in power in the government, how they are using the other agencies to their benefit, and how the things are like cooking up. So that's how you see. But as like what I see, Avery is being like pointed out as the like the power of attorney is given to her. So she's like smart girl, and I think she's going to grow further because of this assignment given to her, or this, and now she's going to communicate with Jared, and that's where she doesn't even know that Jared is suffering from the same disease as the Justice Wayne was suffering from. So at this moment, none of us even like we don't know, but this is what like when I saw that small summary, so that's where, because it is shared in the group, so that's where I see it, and
Because I wanted to make Dr. Wynn, I wanted to make Judge Wynn out to be like, he just like, these people, they don't want to be bothered with their kids. They got this money. And then after I listened to Jared a little bit, I was like, Jared do and don't care, so I ain't gonna feel bad about it. It's
uh,
Jared's struggle to, to feel good or bad about it. But I think it's something that Jared accepted. And,
yeah.
after you find out, you be like, I guess money make you feel good somewhere along the way. You just deal with it. Somebody drop millions in your account. You be like, all right, whatever. I'll forget about it. We
And
cool that.
also too, I think Jared has come to terms with like his fate. Like possibly my father sent me away in order for me to have maybe a normal life. Like, what would his life have been like if he grew up in the the eye of the DC. Your father's is a judge, so you gotta be perfect, and you can't get in any trouble. You can't do anything. So I think the fact that he sent him away was possibly maybe a good thing, you know, but also too on Jared's end, it's like my father sent me away, maybe for good, but the fact that he did send me away and he's my only living, parent.
He's
And
soulless.
so
He's still
how would I
soulless.
do, how can I live with that? I don't have a relationship with my only living parent, and did he send me away for me to be safe? Or did he send me away because I reminded him too much of my mother? Or did he send me away because he didn't want to care for? Because I think Jared was like a young child when the mother died, the
So
first
when the
wife
mother
died.
died, the family went away in his eyes. The mother, the
He was
son,
just
the
10
other.
years old, but there are a couple of things I wanted to add into that. Like what I see at the moment, we don't know the cause of, we know that it was an accident, but we don't know exact cause of the death, that accident or thing. And probably Justice Wayne was smart enough to understand that they are like kind of circling around him. And that's why he figured it out, probably. And that's why, and also we don't know that he was in contact with his son, which looks to me that he was. That's why he's cool, because the Jared's reaction to that is not kind of shocking. So it means he knew that Avery was given the power of attorney. So
Because
if
he
he would
knew,
not have known,
he know Jared know
and
more
that's
about
why he
that
came up
divorce
with a
situation
note.
than
You
Avery
meet
did.
me at 12
Yeah, he
o'clock
gives
at that,
gives her.
because
Yeah,
he
he
came
gives her
up.
this
So
note.
when he came up, it means he's like in a advanced understanding that who is she, and he is going to meet her, and because he kind of came prepared rather than being shocked like her name was Celeste.
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 Yes, yes.
Celeste. So when she was like kind of shocked, but I don't think so. She's shocked. She's overreacting because she's been contacted that you go there and you claim your right and push on that you are the one who is the next of kin rather than even his son. So
Right.
Right.
so that's where
Yeah, the
the
son ain't worried
stories.
because he ain't the power of attorney or whatever. He was saying that, but because of his health and all of that kind of stuff, maybe that's the reason why. But I think
And
he's still a
possibly he may know some
beneficiary or something. Though.
secrets. And possibly he
Yes.
may know he
This
may
is
know
what
some
even
secrets.
The
like
father, the chess
we
piece.
didn't know until like probably chapter 7 or 8 or 10 that when Judge was there to see what Avery was doing, like to save her mother. So that's the bravery he saw in her, and that's where he probably could have decided that she's smart and she's brave enough, so she
And
can
she
even
kept her
go up.
family life separate. She kept her family life separate because Rita could have been a nuisance
Yeah,
way before that around the
yeah,
Supreme Court. But
yeah. I
you'll
mean,
see
like.
later on that she loved Rita, but she don't let Rita. She be like Rita can't come
Yeah,
home.
even when he saw that she took the knife with her, which was not
Yeah,
allowed. So it means that she sometimes can go above the law or out of the law lines of the law. And then she can play something which
because of her
is
mother, because of her love, because of the love for her mother, right?
um, because of any kind of a situation she would be into. And when she would see that there are some of the things which are, it could save her life or her family's life or her cared people or the people in kin or whatever the relationship they have. So probably he thought that Justice Swain thought that she would go out of the way to save him or his secret, even if his
Right.
life is
'Cause
like
remember that
gone.
conversation? He was like talking to her about loyalty
Yep.
and what is the meaning of loyalty? What do you think loyalty is? Would you break the law to be loyal? You know, what are some of the things that you would do for to be loyal to somebody? But I do think her mother is that's like a love-hate relationship. Is like I'm trying to do I'm trying to be the good daughter and I'm trying to take care of you and I'm trying to get like in the beginning she was like, I sent her to a rehab and blah blah blah. She just doesn't want to
But
change.
she's pretty much responsive. I mean, she's like kind of pretty much kind of able to take the situation in her hand rather than just leave her mother away, and just she's even spending her hard-earned money to whatever she can give it to her mom
Yeah,
in
she
terms
sent her
of
mom
like
like to send her mom to rehab.
Her
So
mom,
to
her mom
rehab,
is
and it
all
was
screwed
costing
up
her.
though. Yeah,
yeah,
cause
so it's like
the mother know the daughter and give her, then she'll still talk to her mean and
Yeah,
call her names and call her bees and all that stuff. It's just like, Rita,
yeah.
you a
I
trip.
mean,
You could
like
get stuff out your
she
daughter,
she's
be a knife.
proving. I mean, she's proving to be kind of most like, I mean, like kind of an ideal daughter that she's not given what she could have been if her mother could have
Considering
like
her
been
mother
on the,
was gone all of them young years of her life and high and all that stuff, her life
yeah,
could have took some bad
yeah,
turns. Probably
yeah,
did, but she stayed above it and she stayed in them
yeah,
books or whatever. She ain't
yeah.
get
She
too
kept
deep
her
like
head
her.
straight. Even in the difficult situations, she kept her head straight, is
Yeah.
what it is. That's where this is what the qualification is her for her that what Justice Swain saw. Yes, go ahead, Bridget.
Okay, so my question is that so since like GenWorks and Advar, like those people that they want to merge and they want Judge Wynn's vote, but who you think? So he would be he's like the court that has the liberal court. He's more
The
like the deciding vote.
before
Who
Yeah,
you
they
the
think don't
swing
want the
vote.
vote to go through? That's who must be get
they
who
wanted
want
to
Justice
before
Wynn's
they were
dead, the one that
thinking,
don't want it to go through,
yeah,
right?
before they were thinking that Judge Wayne would be on their side, but actually Judge Wayne knew too much,
Right.
probably. So he would have actually revert, I mean, like he could have been the decision against them. Now they want him to be away from it.
Oh, so they changed their mind.
They changed because they now
Oh,
know.
okay.
So they kind of got the understanding. At the moment, it looks like they are not very sure, but they got the understanding that since now when they are seeing that he communicated, go like there's a river and go east and like those kind of code
Where y'all
codes.
think that East River is? Who want to guess up where the river is? The
East means
ANI.
India. East means India, and the river means probably across the river, mean like across the Atlantic or
Because
something
he
like
used
that.
Tigris
It
River.
could,
Yep. Yep.
again.
Because he used the Tigris and Euphrates River. Definitely. Abroad, definitely.
Yeah, yeah. Mean like something like beyond the sea, beyond the water, something like a
and he
code.
So
used
who's the three bishops?
some chess
Avery,
moves.
Two bishops,
Avery,
two
two
bishops.
bishops, Avery and
But
Jared are the
this,
bishops? Or he
no,
don't know the second bishop?
no, Jared is not going to be the bishop. I don't think so. He would let him be killed and then save the king. Probably, I don't know who else is going to be. I'm not, I don't
So
have any
Nurse
idea.
Lewis, she was a what? She was just a what? A knight?
No, she was just like a pawn.
A
On.
pawn.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
remember
Okay.
Yeah.
her husband, she did it because her husband got into some trouble.
Right.
So
She
He was
probably
being
she would have
blackmailed
been already
into
traced, and that they would have worked it out that they would have like probably, I don't know, illegal immigrant or into some narcotics or something kind of this kind of thing.
I think she
So
was expendable.
yeah, yeah.
Whether she, I think basically, regardless of whether she did exactly what they told her to do, she had to die because it's like you are,
Yeah, even if she would have done the right thing,
yeah, you know,
they
Even if
would have,
she had
they're
a
gonna kill you
poison, yeah.
anyway
He
yeah,
just
because you
she
made
of
her
your
would.
life more
sin.
difficult. It would have been easier for them to just say the nurse killed him than it would have been for him to have to come back to kill
Yeah, I
her.
mean
It
like
would have
it
been easy for
was,
her to say, the doctor, the judge is
yeah,
dead. Oh, you killed him?
yeah.
Yeah,
It,
I got a
it's the
Yeah,
question.
lamb
you're
and
right. She was
I,
it's a
difficult.
lamb and wolf story, yeah.
I got a question. What is the case? Because, okay, so what I understood was Justice Wynn was the swing vote, right? Wasn't he the
Yeah,
swing
Mhm,
vote for this
mhm.
yeah, they
particular
were
issue?
thinking.
So I'm not sure what is the case about. Did they explain because I
No, not
never
yet.
remember.
That's what the Tigris is.
So we don't
That
even
they
know
did
what
it.
the case is really
Yeah,
about. Like, what are
It's
they? What's
about this
the?
it's
biogenetic
about the
company or
merger of
something
the.
about the for
It's the
Borsa
merger of
syndrome.
the bio. That
So
one. What is
it's
Advil
how it goes is
Advar.
The Supreme Court is about to rule on a controversial merger between GenWorks, a U.S.
and
biotech firm, and Advar, an Indian genetics company. The
yeah,
merger is politically explosive due to its implications for genetic research and national security. So basically, it's he's the swing vote of everybody else has basically said either yes or no. So basically, he's a swing vote. So if he says yet if he says no, votes against it, then there's definitely they want the firms to merge. But basically, so they're like, and also too with him, he is also becoming more, I think he's becoming with his disease is progressing. So it's like, and then the president can don't like him. So it's like we need to get him off the court. But of course, as we know, it's a lifetime,
The president don't
appointment,
like him because he followed the law.
right?
You
So,
know, it's
and yeah, like
hard when you
Mahasa
do the
said,
right
following the
thing.
money.
Mhm.
So he's very, to me, even though he's kind of arrogant, but he's like, the law is the law, and this is what we're gonna do. And so it's like we
Well,
got to get him out. In order for us to get what we want, we're going to have, we can't buy him. So what can we do to get him off? We're
Yeah,
gonna have to kill
but Ray's question is that what is the basic kind of benefit? Who is going to benefit from it, and who is so why he's trying to understand that what's the basic scenario of these two mergers, or what is the case?
I think that's
I
gonna
think
come
she,
out
ex-
later.
I think she explained it. But so if he dies, right,
Yeah.
then there's no
The bill
merger,
will
right?
pass.
Because
No, if he
No, this
dies,
is
if he dies, it will pass. But because he's holding it up, so he's the one person who's holding it up. He's either the yes or no vote. So basically, if he, from my reading, if he dies, the president could get somebody else in there that will vote for him, and he'll get what he wants.
But
But
it must be
right.
because
something. It
I
must
was
be
Okay.
I
something a little
was
further
I
Okay. Yeah,
was
that
going
because
makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. That makes
yeah,
sense.
he
I
is
was going to
agreeing to it. He's agreeing to it to a degree. Like, forget, I lost my train of thought trying to make the connection. Go ahead, brother. But I'll
I
say
was going
something
to say
else.
that um, this is where at the moment this if you how can I put it in brief words? It's just like kind of creating another COVID because this book came out after COVID, and that was
Mm.
the actual blame that the COVID virus was created somewhere in the labs artificially. And this was the kind of story that it was kind of targeting, and lots of chew companies, especially, and I have seen lots of seminars that they are trying to do the research that which population they can tag them, and then they can do something according to that, and they can just target that kind of population. So that's kind of the idea, what I understand briefly. So this is like in a post-COVID scenario when we were just coming out of the COVID. This book was written just right after that. And this is like targeting some kind of agency. This time it was not China, it was the India. And that's where their research is going out. And so they are trying to create probably a kind of they will have the technology that they can target some genes in some people. So that's what the whole agenda is all about.
Oh,
So
I
the
know what I was
lot of
gonna
people
say.
they do not know, but they came to know that Judge Wayne knows it. So this is how what I see the story is
But
cooking
if
around.
voting a yes on it it wouldn't benefit him because his position has progressed so much, but it would benefit
But
Jared. Why
there is
wouldn't
a
he have just had agreed? Why wouldn't he just had voted yes? So it must be something that's gonna come up. Why
yeah,
he want
but
to
that's the
change his
catch.
mind?
But that's the catch in it. What's the catch in it? I think
I don't know.
whatever the thing
it's
is going
unethical.
to be that no, that's not the catch. The catch is whatever they are trying to create, and that company has the knowledge, so that can cure his own disease and his son's disease. So that's the
Can't cure the
catch.
judges. It could cure the sons. The
Yeah,
judges too far has progressed too
yes.
much.
So that's the catch. So probably the
So
same
why
kind
doesn't
of
he just
medicine.
say yes? Well, if that's the
Right. That's
case,
what
why
I'm
doesn't
saying.
he
Why
just say
wouldn't
This
yes?
is what
Harris
this is
saying?
what the catch is, but this is what they were believing that he would say probably yes. That's what
But
they
I
were
think I
thinking.
think also too, he's looking at it as what are the legal ramifications? What are the ethical ramifications? Is this something that's going to be available to everyone, or is this something that's going to be only available to those who can afford it? Like he may can't afford it for himself, but maybe he can afford it for his son. So,
what the point
Oh, he
is,
could
what
afford it for his son and himself. He
no, I'm
definitely
saying
I
could.
got
he's
the
so
answer
far
now.
along.
I
He's so
got the
far
answer now.
along.
I got the answer for Ray's question now. What actually they are trying to say, the GenWorks has the knowledge, but they are in a limited by the law that they cannot carry out certain experiments. Where is Ray now?
Oh, I think
Bridget, you are the host.
he popped
Anyway,
out. Yeah.
yeah. What I was saying that GenWorks has the knowledge, but they are limited by the legal framework in the US. So they cannot uh, they
Oversight
cannot practice those kind of practices inside the boundaries of the US. So if they
because of
make
oversight.
so if they make a kind of a connection between ADVAR and GenWorks, so then they can transfer that knowledge to India, and then they can synthesize those kind of things, and then they bring it to somewhere that's like kind of under the like like under the
No,
radar.
I think that opposing answers in that Tigers though,
Yeah,
because I'm on page 53 and Tigers really didn't come back up yet. So
yeah.
it's
So
it's
the
it's definitely
Tigris,
that's gonna be cool.
is the one which is the kind of this is where the catch for Justice Wayne. So he has some benefits, which is for his person and his son probably, and the knowledge transfer is going to give a leverage to this Edward so that they can do this kind of thing. If they are not, so then they are into deep trouble. Anyway, go ahead. I shared my thoughts onto that. I think I shared too much. I
No, that
explored.
was good.
I mean, I didn't read any line before after chapter 12. I just stopped
Do
on
you
that
think
full
it's a
stop.
good? Do you think it's gonna lead up to a good mystery? I think you like mysteries.
Yep, it
You know,
was
I
going
like
to.
this my kind of mystery if I'm
If
gonna
you
deal
know,
with one.
if we had read the book called The Intensity, and it was the first few chapters or our first read was intense, but after that it was just going so slow. But it was so it is kind of like a bit of the flavor of intensity,
Oh, okay. This is big.
murder
Well, guys,
mystery. Yeah.
I gotta fly. They're calling for
All
me.
right.
So,
Thank you so much.
so until
So how
next
many
week.
before you leave? How many
Okay,
pages are we leaving? How many pages are we reading this time?
we're
I think
reading
12 more chapters,
12 more
probably, or
chapters.
100. I will see what is good enough because we have
How
53
many? Because
chapters.
how many weeks are we
4 weeks,
spending on
as you
this book?
said.
4 weeks
We'll
or
do
five? Or five?
four.
I think we need five. Because if
No,
we
if
do
we
12, 12, 12, we still
no, if we are
They
having
easy. They
350,
small chapters.
yeah.
Small
No,
chapters.
if we
They be
have
like
already
3 or 4
read
pages.
100, if we read 100 pages more, the remaining read would be 150 pages. So it will be just like 2 weeks more.
I would just
okay.
say I am eager to see what's next. I am eager to see what happens between her and Jared, how they team up, how the secrets come out.
Yeah,
And also too is what's going to happen to Justice when? Is he going to wake
yeah,
up? Is he going to die?
I'm worried about every that she's
Yeah,
going
is
to
she going to
be
get
up.
caught up in something?
She's going
Yeah.
to be slaughtered like a bishop to save the king, or what's going to happen?
Or she's going to be the victor. So I am definitely eager to see what happens next. So if it doesn't rain, by the time I get home, I'll be reading it poolside. So,
All
um,
right.
Let's see where we
inshallah,
stop
till next
next.
week.
All
Okay.
right.
Assalamu
Thank you very
Right.
alaikum.
much.
See
All
you.
right.
Walaikum
Oh,
salam.
did,
Alaikum.
today's my Hassan's birthday, so
Oh,
send
come
her
on.
happy
Oh yeah,
birthday.
that's right,
Oh,
Oh,
Auntie.
happy
Happy
birthday, Dr.
birthday.
Thank
Mahasin.
you,
Yay.
everybody. Thank
Yay.
you.
Happy
I forgot my son's
birthday.
too the other
Love
day.
you.
I know he did though,
Thank
but
you. Thank
still,
you,
I ain't
everybody.
gonna
Thank you.
say nothing.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy
Hey,
birthday
girl.
to
Hey, that's
ya.
my girl.
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday.
Birthday,
Happy
Now we
birthday
know
to
Yasmin has
birthday,
ya.
another
Happy
show.
birthday to ya. Happy birthday.
birthday.
Thank you, Yasmin. Thank you, Aisha.
Woo!
Thank
Love you,
you.
Auntie.
Thank you.
God, we
Thank
getting
you.
up there, aren't we? Ugh.
Yeah. Another millennia. What can we do?
So
Hey,
soon you are going to be with your
you
fellows
about to
there.
be a matriarch somewhere along the line. Are you a
Yeah.
matriarch
no,
on your mother's side?
stop making her
No,
feel bad. Listen. It's a
I
great
know.
day. You're not
that's
getting old.
right.
You're getting
That's
young.
right. That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying the
My
day.
sister, no, Brenda is the oldest cousin. Then my sister is next, and then Curtis. Curtis really sick right now too, though. But I'll do
Oh,
that on the sidebar. I'll do that on the sidebar.
okay. Have a
All
good
right.
All
evening,
right,
everybody. A
so
good afternoon. So what are we doing? Go ahead, Dr. Wright. Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, so we're reading up to chapter 24, right? And
I will clarify if it is like chapter 24 are not just like only 50, 60 pages, then I will put it more. But
Okay.
just like
okay,
around 90 pages, around 90, something like that, so that it evens out for the remaining reads for the next 3 weeks.
sounds good. All right.
Okay. All
Well,
right.
great. This is a great conversation today.
I can't get
Same
my
bat
Zoom there. I mean,
time,
yeah, here it
same
is.
bat channel next week.
All right,
Sure.
everybody.
This time, oh no,
Bye.
we said hold on a second. We said last week that somebody needed the time adjusted. Yes,
No,
no, maybe so.
Auntie was talking about going to a Saturday, but I don't think that worked for everybody.
No, but Tamara said she was fine. I was thinking about
Oh, for
Okay,
Tamara.
her
Okay.
because of
okay,
work.
all right.
She said her
She
lunch
has a
break.
lunch break between 12, whatever, the 1 to 2
In
or
that
12 to
time, in
1.
that
Okay,
time.
perfect,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
good
perfect,
then.
perfect, perfect. All right, guys. See you
Thank
guys
you.
next week.
All
Yes,
right.
sir.
Have a good
See
week.
ya.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Enjoy your time. Yes. Yes. When you coming back?
I'm coming back to Texas on Thursday, and I'll be back in Saudi on the 16th.
Okay. So you'll be back next week.
Yeah,
Yeah. And when do you go back to school?
the 17th. Well, I go
7th,
back to work the 17th, and the students start in August. But I'll
17th
go
of
back.
July?
Yes, ma'am.
And you guys are back 3 weeks before your students, 3 or 4 weeks before your students. Wow.
Well,
That's right. Proper
since I work
planning.
for a
Proper
company,
planning.
so I don't have like teacher holidays. I work for a company. I'm just a regular company employee that happens to be a teacher. So my vacation days are out. I've used them
Yeah,
all.
same with us. Our ITC is out, but we come
Oh
back
yeah,
before them. Yeah, we come back
yeah.
before because we work for the company as well. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anyway, have a great
What
vacation.
All
are
right.
you
What?
in El Hasa?
I'm in Dhahran.
In Dhahran. Okay.
Yeah, I'm in Dhahran. Have a wonderful week, everybody, and yes,
And
see you
you
soon.
All
too.
right.
And
Get back. Yes,
enjoy your
we have to get
birthday.
together. I will. I will. Have a good time, everybody,
All right,
wherever you
bye.
All
are.
right.
Okay.
Enjoy yourself.
All right.
Bye for
See
now.
you. All right. Bye bye.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.